Hello, Vibers, and welcome to the Vibe with Kai podcast. It's your boy Kai, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with comedian and TikTok superstar Carter Anderson. Does that feel good to say TikTok superstar?
I mean, I usually prefer to go by TikTok icon,
There we
uh,
go.
TikTok Messiah.
That's
Um,
fair. We
yeah,
gotta get you to God status.
yeah, but I mean, they're all good. They're all synonyms, really. I feel.
I love it. For those of you that don't know Carter, you probably know him without even realizing that you know him.
Yeah.
His TikTok took off this year with him doing these hilarious verses videos that are probably one of the most popular things on TikTok right now. My personal favorite is one of your early ones, McDonald's versus Wendy's. Like that one just always will get me.
I mean, it's kind of like the ultimate duo. That's
Yeah.
that's like John Wayne to Clint Eastwood.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, like legit and like anytime I introduce people to your work, that's the first one I show them. Every
Oh,
time.
yeah. Yeah. Kind of. That's probably one of my top five favorites that
Yeah.
I've done.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like before I really even like had a whole blueprint of this whole thing. So it was like insane that it even worked out.
Right.
But yeah, I love that one. And
Yeah, so it's definitely worked out, man. Oh my
oh,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so for those of you that don't know, I'm going to play a clip of this so you can you can get a feel of why you do know who I'm talking to right now. Let's take a clip.
Oh Lord, not you again. This bitch got some regular food. None of it's good. Sorry, I didn't catch any of that. I was busy choking on one of your dry ass biscuits. How much Polynesian sauce does it take to cover up the fact that y'all chicken ain't got no flavor? Ooh, I got a better question. How many times have your employees been on World Star today? Y'all are ghetto. So, bitch, at least we not homophobic. Okay, first of all, bitch, ain't nobody even homophobic. We just don't be hiring gay or trans people here. That's it. Bitch, that's homophobia. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. You just mad because we out here cooking for the Lord. Hey, guys. Why do you even exist? Exactly, special sauce looking ass bitch. Coleslaw when nobody asked for it ass bitch. Only got chicken fingers ass bitch. Get a nugget, it's not even that hard. Take one of your chicken fingers and cut it in quarters, bitch. Fuck both of you fake ass bitches. Roaches and salmonella ass bitches. Fuck y'all.
That's hilarious, dude. You're just I don't know how you do this. This is like really funny. Today we're gonna be talking with Carter about his comedy, his rise on TikTok. I'm so happy to have you here, dude. How are you doing? How are you holding up in the world right now? You doing okay?
I'm doing well. Definitely doing well now. Like things have been the past 4 months have been absolutely amazing. Like it's been undescribable.
Right.
But I'm probably gonna spend this podcast trying to describe it.
Right. I hope you brought, a whole list of words to describe everything you're feeling right now because good Lord, what is it like to have this platform? You just had like the last couple of months this year, it just kind of blew up. You have a platform now. What's that feel
Yeah,
like?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of weird because I've been doing stand up. So a
Mhm,
lot of people probably don't know this. I was a stand up comedian before all of this.
mhm.
That's kind of always been my thing. And so, I've made people laugh for years now, but now I'm finally able to do it on a level where people from Atlanta to Damascus can see my shit. And so it's kind of awesome. Like,
Out of all the places, out of all the places you could have chosen there, you go
yeah,
with Damascus. Okay.
yeah, they have TikTok there, Kai. Like they have phones.
I heard that they didn't. I just lost my Damascus demographic, by the way. They're going now.
Yeah.
They're
It,
like, fuck
it,
this, I'm out.
you gotta be careful what you say on the internet
I
because this is
know. The, that's actually one of the things I wanted to ask you about because like I know that there's a lot of comedians, especially stand-up comedians now that feel as though they can't be or can't say what they want to say. They can't be who they, I guess, want to be. You've been doing this for a long time. Do you feel as though in 2022 you're kind of painted in a corner when it comes to comedy, or is it just you have to navigate a different way?
I think there's a couple of different thoughts that I have on that, and there's kind of a lot of nuance to that whole issue. I started comedy back in 2015, so that was pretty much when all of this stuff was already starting. So like I'm not like one of those comedians that like came out in like the the late 80s or the early 90s that were like, and then a pussy had oatmeal in it. Ah! You know, I wasn't like doing any stuff like that. I was never like that guy. It would have been cool to be that guy, like just Andrew Dice Clay the fuck out of it.
I want to
But
hear the setup to that punchline.
that I'm sure there's something. There was a lot of stuff that happened that day for Andrew Dice. Sure. You know, we don't know, and we're just the ropes to his Goodyear blimp. We don't like it's a whole different level that he's on. We can just only try and decipher for ourselves. But for comedy, for me, it's kind of always been this way. Like I've always had to kind of be careful of what I've said, you know. And there've been times where, like on and off stage, like I've definitely slipped up and said the wrong thing. But I think one of the things that I've learned over the years is that most of the people that are getting upset about not being able to just say whatever, most of them just aren't funny. Like most of them are just really shitty comics, like mostly men. There are some women too, but mostly men that just really just want to go up there and just spew like horrible, horrible, awful shit. Like it's just a bunch of like, it like, you know, they're just like, why can't you call fat bitches anymore? It's horrible. This isn't right. We should be able to call, and what, you can't even call a black guy. Whoa!
What has happened? It's funny. It's funny you said. I'm actually glad you said that, because that's like similar to the mindset that I have here. Is that comedy has always been successful because it evolves, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the people that complain, while you know some of them are like good comedians, but I feel as though like they found their niche, which is fine, but it's hard for them to leave that niche and to evolve into something new. I think a lot of comedians have had trouble with that. Do you feel the same way? Do you think that that's happening right now?
Yeah, and I kind of understand, but I also kind of don't, because it's stupid. Like think about it. Everything evolves. Cars are not the same as they were when we first started making cars. Like they got a bunch of buttons and shit. You have to learn when you are in any kind of profession, it's going to change as the years go by. And the fact that there are like people that think that everything should be the same. I'm grateful that they're comedians and not doctors.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Yeah, it'd be terrible. And there probably are some doctors that are like, nah, we can just do it the old way. No, that's not safe anymore.
Why are you using a wooden scalpel? No, cut that out.
Yeah,
Stop.
that's not right. It's just, I don't know. I think comedy, just like everything else, evolves. It changes, and you have to be willing to accept that. If you're not, you're going to get left behind, or you're going to get canceled or whatever. And
Yeah.
you know, I think it's just things are different than they were, and we need to accept that.
Yeah.
Like like I was talking to someone about the show Married with Children. You could not make Married with Children now, and that's okay.
Not at all.
Already made. You can watch. You can get all of the seasons on Vudu or Amazon right now, and you can watch it as much as you want with the doors closed and the shades dropped. Like, you know.
That's how I always watch Married. That's how I always watch Married with Children. Al Bundy comes out. I'm like, let's close those shades, baby.
Yeah. It's the safest way, Kai. It's the safest. You don't want anyone seeing that. You got to also like turn off your smart TV. So
I light a candle too. I got to keep it romantic.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny that you use that show as an example, because one of the example shows that I use is The Office, which wasn't even that long ago. If you watch the first couple episodes of The Office, that shit would not fly today at all.
And it's not necessarily that people all of a sudden stopped making kind of racy, like push the envelope jokes. It's just that we've found more subtle ways to do it. We're better at it now. Like back then, you could just kind of just hit the nail right on the head, and it's fine, and everyone was fine with it. But now you have to do shit differently with comedy, and it's just. But yeah, The Office is still a great show. All of these shows that would probably be deemed inappropriate now, I don't hate them now because of like everything that's going on. I just am aware that it's a different political climate, a different economical climate. It's just a different climate altogether.
Yes.
they were dealing with then is not what we're dealing with now. You know,
Exactly. We have to, in the same way that the shows and the comedy evolves, the viewer has to evolve too. You know, there are things that Eddie Murphy, who's my favorite comedian, used to say back in the 80s on Delirious, that like he could not go out there and say that now.
None of it. Absolutely. The entire hour and a half of that, of both Delirious and Raw, you could not do any of that now. And that's okay. Like, the idea of like holding them even responsible for like all of that stuff from way back then, it just seems like a bit much. Now, if he's doing all of that now, then it's a whole, honestly, I would probably still let it go. It's Eddie Murphy. Like, whatever.
That's like, like I mean, I'm laughing at the stuff. I mean, I guess nobody else can laugh, but I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Have you, when you're making your versus videos, in that same regard, have you ever had a couple jokes that you wanted to throw in there that you're like, I don't know if I should do that?
Absolutely. There have definitely been times. I did one with PF Chang's and Panda Express. For a brief moment of weakness, I considered using an Asian dialect, which that doesn't even exist. I mean, I guess it does, but it doesn't. Like the fuck, like it's just like, how do you sound black?
Right.
Like, but you know, the stereotypical Asian. And I was like, bro, no. Even in 1997, that would have been like, nah, bro, like don't do that. Inappropriate.
It's funny because I've seen creators, especially on TikTok, rise really quick and fall even faster because they would do some shit that I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you say that? Or what? Come on.
The worst part about some of those people is that like they get called out for saying something ist or homophobic or any of the other obics, and we're all humans. We all fuck up. We all say things that are unfortunate. But if you actually just apologize and catch yourself and be like, you know what, I was kind of being an asshole right then, and actually apologize, like not Kanye West apologize, like actually say
genuine.
You're sorry, then you would probably, most of them would probably forgive you. Some people would probably stay a bit salty forever, but you know, you can't make.
I think as long as you're genuine, like obviously there's always going to be those people that are like, fuck you, but like,
yeah,
most people want to move on.
Yeah, I've just always been a pretty much forgiving person. Like there's very little that you could do to me, like where I will just be like, man, fuck you forever. You're cut off. You finished this town. Like
you're never gonna work in this town again, kid.
Yeah, with the fucking cigar.
Your name's no longer gonna be above the title in the light. So let's talk specifically about this versus series, because like I said, it's legitimately, and I'm not like underplaying this, it is legitimately one of the most popular series on TikTok right now. How did that idea even come to fruition in the first place?
Well, the very first one that I did was with Whataburger, and I can't remember if it was Whataburger and In-N-Out. And it was before I really had, that was before I had the blueprint at all. I wasn't really doing the voice or anything like that. I wasn't really saying bitch a whole lot or any of that stuff. I was just like, these two are, for some reason, it's always In-N-Out versus Whataburger. It's really no other burger places are in the conversation when it involves these two. It's these two always kind of going at each other because, if you're from Cali, you fucks with some In-N-Out.
Absolutely, which I think is overrated, but that's just me. That's just me.
Truth is, both of them kind of are. They're both great places and have done well with what they got. But at the end of the day, it's just food. Like people really take food seriously. Like I've posted things about other opinions and like stuff. I posted stuff about like the whole Roe versus Wade shit. I put my 2 cents about that.
Right.
Everybody wants to hear what Carter Anderson comedy has to say about that. Like, when it comes to reproductive rights,
bring on the Taco Bell. I'm ready.
Yeah, women should do what they want. Just
the fact that Taco Bell has snuck into every fucking video is the best thing in the world. I love it.
That's was one of those things that was purely like accidental. He was just going to be in one video. I remember the first one I put him in was Chipotle versus Chewy's. And, because it was all just like crappy, shitty Mexican food. And, out of all of them, like, Taco Bell reigns supreme. So it was really just supposed to be that one thing, but then just people fucking loved it. And then that's when the whole, like, that's not your slogan, bitch, like,
That
really
is
fun.
that's become like the thing now, like to the point, like, and I'm not doing this to blow smoke up your ass, like legit. I mean this. My coworkers will play like the video, and I'll overhear them listening to your videos, and like later on in the day, like they'll just insert some sort of cadence of that into their day. Like they'll be like, "That is not your printer, bitch!" Like it's just like I'll just like throw that into their day, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like listening to them. I'm like, does this guy know how far of a reach he has? You have the world in the palm of your hand, sir.
Oh yeah, no, I've gotten that idea after a while. Like people have definitely. Sometimes I'll see little reels of people driving by Taco Bell, and they'll just yell out, "That is not your slogan, bitch!" And the people at Taco Bell, it's just some 19-year-old kid that hates his life and just really wants to go back to college. And now he's just like, there are just a bunch of like fast food workers that probably hate my guts, and are just like,
they shouldn't. They shouldn't. In fact, I believe, and I literally wrote this in my notes. Taco Bell needs to reach out to you if they haven't already. They need to.
They have not. I hope they do someday, because that would be some awesome money.
Yeah. Has any of these companies, have any like people reached out to you and say, "Hey, do my store or do my brand"?
Yeah, there have been a couple. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the wing place that hit me up. Plucker's Wings. If you're not from Texas, Plucker's is kind of the mecca of buffalo wings out here in like the Texas area. I think most of the Texas area. They have them in other places, but they hit me up and were like, because I did a video about them, and they were like, "This is wonderful," and they sent me like a little gift card thing, and it was awesome. I ate off of that for like 2 weeks or something like that. They're a bit on the expensive side, so I would not have been able to afford them otherwise. So
Right. It's funny because I get asked this a lot because like I do partnerships with a lot of brands, and and so I always explain to people, like, sometimes they'll just like send you stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I had this one company. They just sent me, like, they make these like very high priced, expensive boots, handmade, hand woven boots.
Okay.
Without any sort of thing, they just sent them. They sent me 3 pairs, and they were like, "Here you go. We like your stuff. Can you just make an Instagram post out of it?" I'm like, "Sure, okay, why not? I guess." And then I end up signing a deal with them. It's like
So they send you a little gift, a little taste,
yes,
and you do the video for them, and then they get you under contract.
yes, yeah, and like that's when, like, it's not often that I'll do things for gifts. Like, I don't do that. But like these were like really, really like nice, because I went on their website, like their shoes are like $300-$400, and they sent me 3 pairs, and I was like, okay, all right, well,
Yeah, boots are kind of expensive. Boots are kind of the Maseratis of shoes.
they are.
Like, they're bougie as fuck.
I
Most
know.
like really expensive.
And I end up treating one pair like Jordans. Like, I don't even want to crease them. I'm like walking around like this.
I wonder if that is a thing with like cowboys. Like, I've never seen, like, I watched Yellowstone, and I've always wondered, are they like, don't crease the boot? Like, do they give a shit? Is that a thing in their world too?
My favorite part of all of it is that they send over these expensive ass boots, which are clearly not meant for like hiking, right? It's like meant to be like, "Hey, I like your boots, kid," right? But all of the pictures on their website are of people on this Rocky Mountain, like climbing with these expensive ass boots. I'm like, who's doing that? Who?
That's like actually playing basketball in Chuck Taylor's. Like, that's a good way to destroy your ankles. Not safe. Not safe.
How do you come up with the voices for each of the different places that you highlight? Like, do you kind of just like play with it and just see like what works, or like how do you like determine what voice you want to use?
It kind of just depends. Like I'm not like a like a voice actor, and I don't do impressions like Pablo Francisco or like Caliendo, like in my stand-up or anything like that. It's very seldom that I like change up with different voices in my stand-up. But
shout out to Pablo Francisco, by the way. That's not a name I heard in a long time. Pablo Francisco is a highly underrated.
Like me and my college friends, my freshman and my sophomore year of college, we just watched his special like pretty much every single day. We would go to my friend Art's house, get beers, and then we would just watch his fucking special on repeat. We were just like, but that's what you do when you're theater nerds. Like that was but let's see, what was I saying?
Oh, in regards to the voices,
yes. For the voices, honestly, I just kind of, it just depends on the particular brand. Like when I did like the Home Depot versus Lowe's versus Ace Hardware, I knew Ace Hardware had to be like a different voice because like it's actually, contrary to popular belief, the most popular of the hardware stores. So I was like, what would that be? And I just thought of like Patrick Waterburton, like David Putty from Seinfeld. Like, yeah, like he's definitely like he's that fucking guy. Just like, you know, you two, you're never be as good as me. You know, that's just I am Ace Hardware, the greatest hardware store in America. I'm amazing.
How long does it take for you to like even like put it like from conception to posting? How long does it usually take you?
Sometimes an hour, sometimes maybe a little bit more. Like but yeah, usually like I come up with the idea, but then like the prep can kind of take a little bit of time. I use like Canva and then Google Images and then Fonto. Shout out to Fonto. That's a free plug for you guys. Can mail me. Kai has my information.
That's right.
But I do all of that and then I just do it on Snapchat and then I just edit it. So yeah, it usually takes about an hour.
Yeah.
The videos aren't really insanely hard to make once like now, but now it's because I have the full like blueprint. I know exactly what I need to do.
Right.
Like now I'm at a place where if need be, I could pump out like 8 of them like in a day, which I had to do yesterday. Right. So like because now I just started on Cameo, so now I'm doing personalized videos as well for That's people.
How like now that you have this platform, like what do you want to do with it? Because like I would imagine that any comedian, right, especially stand-up comedians that, you know, because I don't think people understand how hard stand-up comedians work, number one, and number two, how hard it is to actually do stand-up comedy and just put yourself out there and just be like, I'm gonna make you laugh, I hope, you know, like, you know, like people don't understand how hard it is and how hard it is to get a platform. Now that you have a platform, now that it's still continuing to grow, what do you want to do with that?
Well, I definitely want to get to a place where like maybe all of these versus videos can at some point be on TV. Like, you know, being internet famous is cool, but it nothing beats TV. I grew up on TV. That's always been like the dream, to be on TV. And I've gotten to do it a couple of times, but not on like a huge level. Like, you know, I would love to maybe have like a show on like Adult Swim or Comedy Central or like MTV2 or FX or FX
or ESPN Ocho.
Yeah, ESPN Ocho. Like just one of the channels. It's one of those channels if you only have if you got Dish Network or Tech TV.
I can see you on C-SPAN. I think you could rock C-SPAN too.
I could definitely do a decent Mitch McConnell. Maybe just do Mitch McConnell's throat, like his mouth. I could just be like, gun control.
Oh my god!
Have rights, all like just.
Oh my god! We lost Damascus, we lost LA, and we lost Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Who's left? Who's left?
I have a question for you. Do you ever have people get upset with you? Because this has happened to me a couple times in the past week. Get upset with you when you get kind of political. Now, when it comes to the Roe versus Wade thing, I had a decent rebuttal. I actually said, this isn't political at all because the Supreme Court justices are not elected; they're appointed. Boom! It's like getting upset at someone for giving you a ticket. Is that political? No, Josh. Like,
listen here, user 44387 with no profile picture.
Never a profile picture, and they talk all the shit in the world. Just like, oh man, you need to work out, bitch. Like, yo, we don't even know what you look like, user 447-00, whatever the fuck. Like, I know you don't get bitches. I know you don't. I know.
You might. You never know.
You kind of know, Kyle.
To answer your question, yes. But I also realized that people get mad over anything. Like, I could save a bunch of cats from going over a waterfall and being like, I just saved all these cats. And then there'll be a group of people over there being like, but what about the dogs? Like, I feel like, there's always going to be something. So I feel as though, to your point, like, there's some things that are like super duper, in my opinion, like really important to talk about. Right. You know, stuff like Roe versus Wade, stuff like equal rights of the LGBTQ community, black, being, just being black in America, I think those are all important things to talk about. But the other side of it for me is that I don't go into any of my random like posts or skits that I put out saying I'm gonna get those Republicans. Like, I'm just gonna make something that anybody could laugh at. Like, I talk about being an introvert, and being a 35-year-old millennial, right? Like, that's on every side of the spectrum. So it's like I can't gatekeep who's gonna laugh at my jokes, right? I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. The only time I'll step in is if somebody like in the comments will say something like ridiculous. Then I'll be like, okay, well, relax, dude.
Sometimes people do go like really far with I did one about Chick-fil-A versus Raising Cane's and Popeyes, and I just kind of called out Chick-fil-A for being a bit schmomophobic.
Just a little bit.
Little smidge, and it was actually interesting because a bunch of like people who like work at Chick-fil-A, I guess surprisingly, are in the LGBT community. But that's because like the owners don't really have that much control over that. And at the end of the day, managers will take fucking whoever. They'll just want a body. Like,
I need somebody to come work the shift, please. Anybody?
There comes a point when, like, no matter how racist or homophobic or transphobic you are, you still need help. Like this, it's still like,
and especially Chick-fil-A, because have you seen, they put them out there taking orders in any weather. It could be pouring down rain. They'll give them like a box and be like, okay, go outside, take their order, please.
It snowed here in Austin last year and really bad, and Chick-fil-A was still fucking open because it wasn't Sunday. And they were in they had a little parkas, little Chick-fil-A parkas and earmuffs, and it was a whole spectacle. So I was like, go inside, sweetie. Like,
there's a couple football, like NFL football stadiums that have Chick-fil-A's inside of them, and that doesn't make any sense to me.
Why?
Because if I'm not mistaken, NFL games are played on Sunday mainly. So why would you put a Chick-fil-A in a stadium, in an NFL stadium?
That is teasing. Like, if you mess with your significant other and say, hey, let's Chick-fil-A, but it's Sunday, and then they realize it, they're gonna fuck you up. Like, they're gonna put, like, that's just,
they're gonna be so mad. So wait, I did want to point this out because you did mention this, that you're a theater nerd.
Yes,
I am too. That's what I went to school for. I went to Westminster School of the Performing Arts at Rider University. I graduated with an acting degree with a minor in marketing communications. I'm a huge, gigantic theater nerd. Gigantic. Like, it's sometimes I'll go on a live and I'll challenge people to give me like a musical, and I have to just think of a song off the top of my head and sing it.
Oh wow! Oh, so you sing? Are you like?
I mean, every now and then, I guess I do a little something, something.
I was a theater nerd. I grew up not liking musicals at all because my feelings were about musicals were that they were destroying theater. I felt like they were destroying weird theater. I know that's weird and it doesn't make any sense, but like, you know, like if you can see like Jersey Boys or West Side Story or Shrek the musical, then why would you want to see Death of a Salesman? Why would you care about that? Like, you know, so I really felt like it was destroying like the true art of it, you know? Like I was really like video killed the radio star, but with
I can't wait for the day they come out with Death of a Salesman, the musical. I
oh,
want to sit with you front row and watch your face the entire time.
that would be so. The thing is that it would work. It would absolutely work. It would. It's like it would work. They would have Harry Styles as the father, and just like it would just be like, you could have been somebody if you just wait. They couldn't have bumped you up a couple of grades. I'm giving it everything I got out there, Miriam. God damn it! I'm just trying to raise these goddamn kids.
And then right after that monologue, tap number goes into a whole big tap number. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you to see it. It's great.
It would just be, you know, it wouldn't be that. It would if Chance the Rapper was played the father or any part in it at all. That would actually be not too bad. If they kind of like hopped it a little bit, maybe Jaden and maybe Tyler Rader.
Here's the thing. We laugh at that now, but like don't put it past like Lin-Manuel Miranda to pull some shit like that. He made Alexander Hamilton the coolest person in the world somehow.
Oh yeah. I did a video about Lin-Manuel Miranda. Actually, I just did one like putting him in a musical, and a bunch of people were like, no, he's not good. Like blah blah blah. It said all these mean things about Lin-Manuel. And I was like, yo, he might have TikTok. He might see this. It was before I was like blowing up. It was like well before that. But I was like, yo, all this Lin-Manuel Miranda hate is unnecessary. And also he could be sitting with his dog and like just like and happen to see his name being mentioned in a random TikTok. And then he looks at the comments and then he's like,
so what the fuck?
Oh, that's how you really feel.
It's funny. It's funny that you bring that up because like I think that that's something that you have to deal with as well sometimes. I'm pretty sure there's some people that like will say things and you're like, you do know I'm a human being with feelings and emotions, right? Like, how do you handle like the people that are just like, fuck you, Carter, fuck you?
I just ask them if they want to square up. That's just like, you got mouth, you got hands too? What we finna do? What we finna do, Josh? That's the second time I've mentioned
it's Josh. Josh is an asshole. Josh.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Josh is an asshole. Joshua
worse.
Is also an asshole.
Worse.
Ethan is cool. Nathaniel is a prick.
He is well, Nathaniel and I go way back. So I mean,
John is all
daddy
right.
issues.
Johnny is like really says things like sweetheart and toots and babe. And Jonathan only has missionary sex. Like those are just only missionary.
The
like,
other people I don't trust are people that have two first names as their full name.
So fun story about me. Not like so my real name isn't Carter Anderson. My real name, I can't believe I'm gonna give this shit out. I'm gonna get Brian Nick Carter. So it's kind of like three first names, like basically, because a lot of people use Carter as a first name all the time.
Wait, so you said it's Brian what?
Brian Nicholas Carter.
Brian Nicholas Carter. And just out of curiosity, what's your social security and what was the name of your first pet? Just out of curiosity.
First pet was named Kairos. Yeah.
That was probably a cool ass pet.
He was kind of an asshole. Yeah.
Actually, you sound about right. You're not wrong. Oh my god, I love it. Are there any comedians that you are just like, I aspire to be like you? Like anybody that stands out to you that you're like, oh yeah, that person?
For the past like 5, 6 or something years, Tony Baker is definitely one. Tony Baker, I absolutely love that guy. He does these videos. You've probably seen his stuff on Instagram. He does videos with animals, like, you know, he does stuff with, like, a cat will like slap a dog in the face and it'll be like, man, I'll give you some of that skibbity pap.
Yes, I think he has a really popular sound out right now. He's like, I'm alive. He's the one's like, I'm alive, but I'm dead. Like he does, or is that somebody else?
Also does that.
Okay.
He's a rock star or something.
Okay.
But like Tony Baker was before him. So they're both like really great guys. And, you know, like, I don't think you can really like necessarily steal the idea of that thing. Like, you know, people come to me and say, hey, this guy is also using that filter that is available to anyone on Snapchat. You should do something about it. What the fuck am I gonna do about it?
Square up. Let's go.
Square up.
Are there people, are there any imitators out there that are doing like a similar thing that you're doing, as in like doing like a versus kind of thing? Are there imitators out there?
I wouldn't really call them imitators, just because like I wasn't the first person to ever do this. I'm just someone who managed to master it. Like, you know, I kind of like figured it out. But there are people who also do it. Like there's this girl who did one with Nordstrom and Macy's and Dillard's and all those like sort of bougie ass stores. Yeah. But she isn't like stealing my style. Like, she's just doing it her way. Like, you know, she shops at those stores and knows way more about them than I do. You know, so I don't really feel like there are any imitators. There are people who straight up just 100% save my videos and then post them on their account. I have like dozens of those, and it's really kind of an issue. Like, my mom will text me because my aunt texted her, hey, like, they're all stealing like Carter's videos and like posting them on Facebook and shit like that. That's what pisses me off. That's where I want to like throw hands with somebody. Right. If you're like doing something like also a versus, you know, I didn't invent this. Right. I'm just very, very, very good at it.
Look at that flex. That's called flex right there, peeps.
Yeah,
that's that flex right there. Why? You should show your face more often. You need to show your face more often, man.
I think not showing my face is what made me famous. I feel like because I was on TikTok for 2 years, and I was killing it. But I was doing okay. But then I decided to do a video where you could only see my teeth and my eyes. Millions of views. Millions of likes all over the place, like just blew up.
You're gonna be able to become famous without anybody knowing what you really look like. You're gonna be able to go to the grocery store and like just nothing.
The only way that anyone would recognize that it's me is if I like maybe get into a confrontation with the cashier at the front, like, bitch, that is not my celery. Does it look like my celery? Do I look like I eat celery, you dumb bitch? Like, just
and like people at first are like, oh my god, what's that? Oh, that's that guy. That's amazing, dude. Like honestly, like congrats to you and your success. I always love seeing just like legit Black people do well on this platform, especially, you know, like Black people that do well, that have a good heart, that are funny or smart, whatever it may be. Like, I applause. I love seeing it.
I hate seeing it, actually. I really just want it to be me. I would fun because, you know, when there are other Black people like shining and, you know, like, you know, getting great at things and like progressing their life, I'm like, yo, maybe try cocaine and crack. You know, maybe I can bring that into your area. That would really
go become a Facebook influencer. Don't get off my app, please.
Yeah, over here, out here living your best life. You think you better than us? You think you?
Do you have any stand-up gigs coming up?
Nothing currently. This month is a bit light, but I do a whole bunch of like I'm kind of focusing a bit more on like the online stuff.
Yeah, the content. Yeah, that which takes up a lot of time. People don't realize that shit takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, with everything that I've got going on between, like, I usually post like 1 to 2 videos a day, and then that doesn't count all the cameo stuff that I do. And then also I work with a real estate company, and I do a bit of like their YouTube stuff, or am starting to.
Right.
And like the ads and commercials and things like that. And so I'm just I'm a busy boy. I'm a busy beaver.
That's a good booked and blessed, man. Like that, like legit, like power to you, man. And like like I said, I've always been a fan of your work. I will continue to be. My goal is to surpass you and knock you down onto your knees and make you beg for mercy.
I am very confident that that will never happen. But
I'm confident too. I just got to come up with some sort of concept. One concept, and then it'll fucking.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe just like post more stuff with your girlfriend. And
I know people. What the fuck? I love Abby. If you're listening, I love you to death. Everybody, no matter what I do, everybody's like, "Where's your girlfriend?" Because I have a hot girlfriend, and she's funny, and she's smart, and she's like eloquent, like all of this stuff. What about me?
What about you?
What? What about me? Damn it!
I don't know. It's well, it's a thing, and it's interesting because she's famous too, right? Kind of like internet famous too. What? And y'all don't live in the same place, right? Don't y'all live in different spots? Where's she live at?
Damascus.
Damascus. That's a really tough long distance relationship. That would be, you know.
She lives in New Hampshire, and I'm down in Philly.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a 5.5 hour drive.
Oh fuck, man. Yeah, that would be really difficult. And but imagine with like being able to like with Zoom and stuff. It's not like it's the 40s, you know. Like I just got a letter from my best gal. Like,
we actually, outside of TikTok, like the stuff you see on TikTok, we don't talk. That's the only time we interact is when we're making a video for. It's a business. It's a business. We're like Jay-Z and Beyonce, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's just you know, just trying to get the ends, just getting the. Okay,
that's it. That's all. Yeah. What's up, buddy? My cat is like begging for. You gotta chill, bud. Cats, am I right?
Yeah.
No, dude. Like honestly, man. Like, thank you for doing you and for like legit raising the bar on all of this. I'm wishing you nothing but continued success, as long as it doesn't you know, mess with my success. Then more success for you.
We roll in different circles, Kai. So I don't
do. Wait, do you want to know what my demographic is? Like legit.
What is it?
My demographic is 92% women.
Whoa.
Yes, 92% women, most of whom are whites, all above the age of 30 to like 30, 35 and up. That's my demographic.
That's very interesting.
I love them.
That's really most of TikTok anyway. Most of social media in general for women. Like, you know, guys fuck with it too, but not the same way, you know, that these broads are doing it, you know?
Now these ladies out here.
These dames, you know, they really like the TikTok computers.
I like it old school.
For a paper, you know, but you know, this TikTok, it might be going off. 21 Savage.
Oh my god, dude, you're fucking great. I'm like legit. Thank you so much for taking time out, because I know you're super busy, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to sit and talk with me. Friends, this is Carter fucking Anderson. You know this bitch. You know this bitch. I can't do it like you. I can't do it like you. I tried.
No one can.
I know.
Except for Godfrey, possibly. Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love it. Thank you so much for sitting with me. Everybody else, if you enjoy this guy, if you're like, wait, I know that guy, and you're not following him, you just see his videos pop up all the time, fucking follow. Do it. We need to have him pass what's her face? D'Amelio. Charlie D'Amelio. We need to get you up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm coming for you. Coming, Charlie.
You're only 41 million away. So close.
I'll get that in the weekend.
Yeah, that's fine. My friends, if you not follow him, go follow him. And as always, my friends, if there's any other content creators that you want me to reach out to and talk to, always shoot me an email, let me know, and I will reach out to them. I will slide into their DMs, much like I did with Carter. And he was like, okay, fine, how much you pay me? I was like, $1. He's like, make it 2 and we're good, kid.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much. Awesome job. You're a great person. Everybody else, thank you so much for listening. God bless and good vibes. Bye.